fans of movies everywhere. Before I get into the movies, I just want to, of course, start off with some scripture. When you have time, check out Psalms 46. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So we will not fear, though the earth is removed, and the mountains are cast into the midst of the sea. I just want to stop right there. You can read the entirety of Psalms 46. It's very common what I just read. A lot of people know that piece of scripture. It goes on to speak so much about confidence in the Lord and what He does. But just imagine your world being removed, what you know as reality being changed in front of your eyes. To see the highest places in the world be dumped to the depths of the ocean. Even then, God is your refuge. Some of you guys are very ill right now. Your world's upside down. Some of you guys, the financial situation you're in is just tough. It's really tough. Even then, the Lord can be a place where you can shelter under. A place you can go to mentally that can give you the strength that you need to make it through these times. Not only make it through these times, but triumph and become victorious over them and make your own way to be prosperous in a time when it's very difficult to be prosperous. So I just wanted to share that with you guys before we go into Justice League. And man, this photograph in front of me is so beautiful. I mean, I just enjoy watching this photograph of the Justice League. We've got Batman here, we've got Aquaman, we've got Cyborg, we've got Wonder Woman. Woo, I love it. I don't know what they're watching at, but it's pretty awesome to see all of them there. Cyborg really looks like Cyborg. Oh man, I'm looking forward to this. This is one of the most recent billboard photos of the Justice League. Man, this is awesome. Guys, I can't even believe we're in a time where we can actually get a movie on the Justice League. And it's going to be coming out very soon, November the 17th. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I really am. I really am looking forward to the Justice League. And I know a lot of you guys who are just bonkers over this are also looking forward to the Justice League. I mean, Zack Snyder, he comes up with these unique looks. I know nobody's ever seen that before. Nobody's ever seen the Justice League not staring at the camera, but staring somewhere else. It's just so awesome. And of course, a lot of people are saying, well, what is the Justice League looking at? Who are they looking at? Or what are they looking at? And that's a great question. And so Zack Snyder, he always has a thinking question for you guys. And so everybody's thinking about, what is Zack Snyder showing here? This is the Justice League. What I love about this particular photo of the Justice League here, or this particular portrayal of the Justice League, is the members that we just saw in this picture here. Batman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. They're all present in this picture, right? There's the Flash there, Aquaman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And here's Cyborg, right? Here's Aquaman, right? Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, the Flash, and Cyborg, right? They're all there. Zoom in a little bit. Alright, you can see them all. Well, of course, you guys can't really see everything here, so let me just zoom back out. They're awesome, right? There's Aquaman, he has a trident here. Aquaman here, I don't know what you call this, but this is like five prongs on this thing. It's not really a trident, I don't know what you call it. Anywho, the point I'm making is in the Justice League, you gotta have Superman. Superman is a part of the Justice League. Another member of the Justice League, I'm just hinting you guys here, is Green Lantern. And we know Green Lantern, or some sort of representation of the Green Lantern Corps, is going to show up in Justice League. We know Superman's going to show up in Justice League. And then, hint, we here have Hawkman. We also have Hawkgirl somewhere up in there. Alright, in the background, on the side. Okay, again, we got here, you know who that is, right? For those who don't know who that is, well, you go watch Justice League Dark, you'll know who that is, right? I'm not going to say who she is. And then we have some other members of the Justice League here. You know, if you guys have seen Something of Tomorrow on the WB on television, The Heroes of Tomorrow, I think it's called, or something like that. This gentleman here shows up. I mean, he's a part of the Justice League as well. Okay? And then this gentleman here is kind of halfly concealed. And then, of course, this lady here. Okay? So, we've got some characters in this Justice League that, of course, those of you who know the hit series Arrow know this character up on top of here. Just to let you guys know, Justice League Dark, this is Zatanna. Okay? Captain Atom. And this is the notorious Captain Marvel, aka he's known as Shazam. That's the guy you're seeing right there. And this lady here, I can't remember who she is. Those of you guys who are real fans of the Justice League and so on, you'll know who she is. So you guys will be able to tell me who that is. Alright? And I'm just saying that just to bring some hype and some excitement to the Justice League images. When I saw this image of the Justice League from Empire, I thought this was so awesome. Batman looks so huge. I mean, Batman is huge. Look how big Batman is there. Cyborg looked really awesome. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of this. So here's Cyborg here, Wonder Woman, Batman, and the Flash. And I gotta say, these costumings are just so awesome. And even the CGI on Cyborg looks really on point here. I guess it's the dark background, accentuating again. Look at that. Look at his ribs and so on. His thorax area is very lit up from this center here. Now, I've heard some people say that the mother box fused with Cyborg, but I'm actually begging to differ. I think that mother box birthed life into Cyborg, but I don't think that actually Cyborg it fused with Cyborg. I disagree. So those people are saying that the mother box fused with Cyborg. I didn't really see that. Even if you look at the actual footage of Cyborg being brought to life, you never really see the mother box fuse with him. You see the mother box emit something into Cyborg, but you never really see it fuse with him. So even though, yes, there is a comic with Cyborg, a recent comic with Cyborg, I think it was Cyborg in the Rebirth series, which was said to be fused with the mother box. I don't think that in this case Cyborg is actually fused with the mother box in this particular movie. I didn't see it in BVS, and I don't think he's actually fused with the mother box in this movie. As to Cyborg's form, we already explained and accounted for why his form looks the way it does, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more about his form as we progress in Justice League movie. I'm really hyped for the Justice League movie, but I'm also really hyped for the Wonder Woman movie. And of course, there have been some preliminary projections as to Wonder Woman's opening weekend. You know, it may open at 80 million. It may open at whatever. You know, I guess that might be a case scenario. That may be actually what will happen with Wonder Woman. But really what's important is the word of mouth of Wonder Woman. So if Wonder Woman turns out to be a pretty good movie, then the word of mouth will spawn it on, and that's really what you have to pay attention to. Now, for those people saying that it will be a disappointment or it will be a smaller opening than other DCEU movies, well, yeah, it will be a smaller opening than other DCEU movies. I mean, I expect that. I don't expect it to actually pass Batman v Superman's opening weekend, or even Suicide Squad. It's not an ensemble film particularly. It's a origin film. So if it somehow passes Man of Steel's opening weekend, well, okay, that's pretty good. But in light of the fact that all of the DCEU movies before Wonder Woman weren't really well loved by everyone, it wasn't something where the critics really, critically acclaimed those movies. It's not surprising if Wonder Woman, which is now going to be an origin film like Man of Steel was, suffers a little bit because of that. Okay, especially the critical acclaim has been actually very sour and very negative towards these movies. So if the critical acclaim again is negative towards Wonder Woman, I think again Wonder Woman is going to suffer a bit from that. But again, it's not something that I'm worried about. It's like they've critically bashed every single DCEU movie, from Man of Steel all the way down to Suicide Squad, and have said that these are not good, well-made movies. So it's not going to be a surprise to anyone if they do that to Wonder Woman. It's not really going to make a difference to me. I think what's going to be critical is, again, just how there was positive feedback on Suicide Squad. We're looking forward to positive feedback on Wonder Woman. That's all that needs to happen. Wonder Woman gets positive feedback by people going into the cinemas to watch it, and people have positive word of mouth. That's all that counts. It doesn't really matter what the media outlets on the internet say, because they bashed Suicide Squad. They really bashed it, and it still did very well. In fact, it had legs, and it did better than any movie in 2016. Any comic book movie. It had the best legs of 2016. So it really doesn't matter what people say about the DCU movies that come along after Wonder Woman, or even with Wonder Woman. It doesn't really matter what they say. What's important is that Patty Jenkins makes a good movie, Warner Brothers allows her to make this good movie, and that she puts it out there. And that's all that really counts at the end of the day. And if she puts out a good movie, that's what matters. People are going to respond to that. People liked Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was a good movie. It was made in a different kind of way, and I think some shallow-minded people who've been watching Marvel movies mostly were not able to appreciate Suicide Squad for what it was. Okay, it's not a movie that I particularly watch 7-8 times like I did Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman theatrical cut, I couldn't get enough of Batman v Superman. I still go and watch Batman v Superman every now and then. It is 3 hours long, but I really enjoy that thing. So I don't care what anybody says. I thought the best movie for 2016 was Batman v Superman. I was not enthusiastic about watching any other movie except for Batman v Superman. Not even Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad did nothing for me. I mean, intellectually and just stimulating me. But it was fun to go through all of the little Easter eggs in Suicide Squad, and to watch the movie. I really liked Suicide Squad for the character development, not so much for the storyline. It really didn't. There was nothing. I didn't really feel anything for the storyline, but the characters in the movie made the movie for me. It did feel a lot more like a Marvel movie than it did a DC movie, to be honest with you. But hey, it is what it is. It had some more layer. I think that the characters in Suicide Squad had much more dimension, layer, grit, and realism to them. So that's why it were very believable. It was just a totally different approach to what Marvel does, but still at the same time borrowing some of what Marvel does in their movies, they get you invested in their characters. So I thought that was good. I thought the main villain was somewhat weak. I have to agree with everybody. I thought the main villain for that movie was weak. I thought General Zod was a great villain. I thought that Lex Luthor, he grew on me. I didn't like him at all. And then when I saw him with when he started to antagonize Superman, he went head to head with him. That's when I said, that son of a gun is something else. And I was like, yeah, you got my respect, brother. And I realized how much of a villain Lex Luthor was. And on rewatching Batman v Superman a couple times, I am highly impressed with Lex Luthor. He's a bastard, man. There's no other way to describe Lex Luthor. His his scene with Superman on that rooftop was so genius. It was so genius, you know. I haven't seen anything quite like a Lex Luthor ever. Not like that Lex Luthor. And I'm looking forward to seeing that Lex Luthor in Justice League. I know he's not going to be playing a principal role necessarily in the movie, even though he may be. Who knows? But what I do know is that Lex Luthor is something else, you know. So I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, Justice League, absolutely. But I'm also looking forward to seeing Wonder Woman. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to the same thing. So leave your comments in the comment section below. I know there are a bunch of you guys that actually watch my videos religiously. It's really crazy. Not all my point of views you guys agree with, but one thing is certain: you guys really love my videos, and I like that. I appreciate you guys a lot. So do me a favor, share my videos, and also when you share them, encourage people to donate to my channel. As you can see, my videos are actually much fewer in between. I spend a lot more time working because I have to work, you know what I'm saying? And I have no problem working, but these videos are going to be very few and far between unless I have some sort of funds to actually keep me going with these things. Otherwise I can't, you know, I have to pay bills, you know, I have to pay light and rent and all that stuff. So, but I do enjoy talking to you guys, and so on that note, you guys have a great one, and do remember, put God first in everything, and everything will work out just fine. Alright, you guys have a great one.